Um, we still haven't done a poll for which game that I played yesterday um to possibly continue playing. So I don't know how many options there are for doing a poll on Twitch. 5 options. Okay. So, hmm. It's 6 games, so we'll do a straw poll for it. Let's see. Um, New poll. There. There, and we started with Life is Strange, then went on to 2 Point Hospital, then Grim Fandango, there, and Quest for Glory 1. And I'll put Thief in brackets because it's a different character than we did last playthrough. Colonel's Bequest. There. Or Dune, or none of the above. There we go. And you can only select one option this time round. So that should work. Alright. There you go. If there are any typos in there, then, well, that's that. Yes, vote now. But yeah, those are all the 6 games we played yesterday. And yeah, depending on like how this poll pans out, I'll be continuing one of them. It might be after anniversary month. It's the first June game. From 92, the one where yeah, you do all the resource management and spice mining. Yeah, true, I could continue it now. True that. Yeah, so currently it's 4 votes for June, 3 for Quest for Glory 1, 3 for Grim Fandango, and for Colonel's Bequest. So it's a pretty close race. Lowest score wins. Well, none of the above is the lowest score. So it seems like most of you would be interested in like seeing one of the games at least. Adventure game. Well, I don't know what it's called. But basically, it's the one where you travel around the planet and you get the Fremen to do spice mining for you. And yeah. I don't really know what the category of that game would be. But it seems Quest for Glory is winning. Because it got 6 votes. Yeah, that's the one I think it is. So, yeah. Anyhow. 2 points for 2 Point Hospital. I see what you did there. But isn't it the RTS game? I don't really know what the different definitions are of that sort of thing, so... No? Okay. I don't know. First one is not RTS? Well, I don't have a clue. It's the second game. Okay. Well, either way, the one I played yesterday. That one. So, yeah. We'll see for mining spice. So, it seems Quest for Glory and Dune are in the lead. So, I'll have to pick between those two. But, yeah, I mean... They're both great games. Dune is the one I played only a couple months ago, so... I don't remember as much about Quest for Glory as I do about Dune. And I think there are more different paths to take for Quest for Glory than for Dune. So, yeah. I'll just pick Quest for Glory out of those two. So, yeah, we'll continue Quest for Glory 1, the Thief playthrough. And, yeah, we'll continue it right now. And after that, I'm not sure when we'll continue. So, either we'll be continuing this month or, like, later on. But this basically means that that will be a playthrough that I will end up finishing. So, yeah, that's the plan. So, but I won't, like, stream for super long today, because I did stream for 12 hours yesterday. And it's warm. So, we'll play some Quest for Glory. So, I'll switch around the game capture to make sure everything's working as it should. There and there. Okay. And now I just need to find Quest for Glory. There it is. Okay, I need to change my screen resolution again. Because it's making stuff wonky. Fixed that. Yes, I have moved Violet. Yes, we did let Elsa die. I mean, she didn't listen, so... Whoopsies. Alright. That's working. And switching over to Quest Glory 1. So... Sure, there is an Elsa in Quest for Glory. Alright. And we'll continue this save. So, we couldn't sell the items we stole. Also, what did this say? A piece of paper. Okay. I'll have to tell the bot not to do that. Yeah, the bot is still a work in progress. Which in this case means it tells you that the command is on cooldown. The command is, well, there are some, well, user-specific commands. Also, like, known as Easter eggs, basically. And, yeah, that would be one of them. But yes, it will indeed not work for you, or me, or anyone else. Because, yeah, that one is user-specific to the point where, like, only able to be used by, like, the users it's assigned to. So. But, yeah, I'll probably add more, like, user-specific commands. Basically, the way they work is, I come up with them, and you don't get to pick. So, maybe we'll change something about that eventually, but, yeah. There are only a few of them, and the people who have them, like, I didn't ask them first, I just made it. And, well, everyone who got one has been a good sport. So, I do appreciate that. Because it is just me being silly. Well, you can get the bot to hug you, so there's that. So well, I mean, is that so bad? What's wrong with getting a hug from a bot? Well, that one's also on cooldown. I'll try to change it so it doesn't like, do that. But not right now. Now we're playing Quest for Glory, so. So... We still don't know how to get into the Thieves Guild. And no, it's not part of King's Quest. Basically, it's from the same company. So, King's Quest, Quest for Glory, Space Quest, and Police Quest are their big franchises. Yeah, they're separate games, but they're very similar. Like, in terms of art style, controls, that sort of stuff. But this one actually has proper combat and, like... Yeah. It's basically a combination between an RPG and a point-and-click game. So, yeah. It does a bit of both. So... Yeah, they tried to call it Hero's Quest. Or Hero Quest. Either way. Yeah, there is a new King's Quest that I haven't played yet. Okay, I can't walk using the arrow keys or the numpad. Oh, fine. Now I can walk using the numpad. There we go, then. So... We'll just explore a bit. So... I could probably look up the map I made for this game, but... Like, I still have a picture of it. I don't think I have the map itself. Either way. Maybe I won't need it. We'll see. And... nope. I don't think that's gonna lead anywhere. So... you prefer the original version of this game? I get that. Oh, the fox is trapped. Okay. Help me, brave and kind hero. Okay. So, how do I do that? There? True. The typing forces you to think more. I mean, it's nice to have that when it's not 32.6 degrees in the room you're playing the game. So, I like having games be, like, ones where you have to think a lot. Thing is, I have issues thinking a lot when it's this warm. So, yeah, that's why I'm playing this version, basically. In exchange for your kindness, I will give you some advice and a bit of information. First of all, it sometimes pays off to be polite, even to rude people. Okay. And anything else? As for the amusing tidbit, Baba Yaga put an enchantment on the Baron's daughter some years back. To break the spell, you need to talk to the Dryad. Okay. Alright. Ta-ta for now. Be seeing you. Okay. Can't pick up the trap. So. You're melting right now? Fair enough. So. Let's see. I think the daughter is one of the brigands, like the leader, possibly even? I can't remember. So. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, right. Sorry. Title. Good point. Thank you for pointing it out. It is in fact Quest for Glory. Thank you. Good thing we didn't drown there. There, and... when was it released again? I did just look it up yesterday, so I should know this. Same year. Perfect. Yeah, this is not Indiana Jones, can confirm. So... well, you are welcome. I think it's very convenient to just have people vote for games, because, like, it's difficult to choose. And they're easy to set up. Also, I would recommend making a straw poll account if you're going to use straw poll. But yeah. Yeah, I really like the graphics. They're so pretty. I'd say my pixel art style is kind of similar to this one. To some extent. Not, like, identical. I'm not going to pretend, like, this is exactly my style, because I feel like this is prettier than my art style. But maybe one day. Okay. So, how does this work? Okay, I did it. And can we loot anything? You search your opponent. You find 7 silver coins. Place them in your pouch. Nice. I'll save. There. There we go. And we're off into the distance. I'll try that area again. Just walk around the castle. Or, no, the town. The castle is over there, so. Not that one. I think there was a graveyard on the other side. We'll see. Right. The center stops raking as you approach. Yeah, the goblin did want to eat my face, but, well, I didn't want to, so, I told him no. I'm Heinrich Pferdefedern. I live in town with my daughter, Hilda, who sells her produce on Market Street. Great. Anything else? Hilda? Hilda's a bright little filly. I'm very proud of her. Farmer's Mart. Our stand is in the northeast corner of Spielberg. Yeah, I know that. Produce is not of the finest this time of year, but you will not find better than our fruit come harvest time. Harvest. We grow fine fruit in our little orchard and sell it at our stand in town. There you'll find fresh cherries in the spring, peaches in summer, and apples in the fall. It is truly a sight to see. So, what season is it now? Because apparently it's none of the above. So, farm. I can grow enough on this little plot to feed my family and the village. You should see this field during the summer. That must be a very small village, if this is enough to feed everyone. Also, do they eat pine cones? So, vegetables. There are a few carrots and potatoes left from last season, but I'm just starting to plant the crops now. Sure, it might be apple season. It looked like they had a bunch of apples. But they're acting like it's not harvest season right now. Fruit? In a couple of months, I'll have some cherries. The apples won't ripen until fall. So, yeah, they don't have apples or cherries right now. I'm very confused. Field. There's much work for me to do now, and I bid you good day. Brigands. The brigands attacked me a few months ago. I'm a strong fighter. My hooves are deadly, but there are too many of them. My right leg was broken. There's no pride for a centaur who cannot run. If it had not been for the unlikely intervention of their leader, I would be dead. leader. The leader came up after the brigands attacked and forced them to stop, ordering them not to hurt people from the town. Oh. Then, to my amazement, the leader gave me a healing potion and had me carried to the healer's house. It was hard to judge the leader, whose face was obscured by a large helm, but there was compassion, unlike what one expects from a brigand. Healer. The healer lives just east of here. She's very skilled with potions. Okay. Centaurs. We centaurs are a very ancient and proud people. Sure you are. Baron. Sorry, I know little about the Baron and his family. So, oh, we're being attacked. It'll be fine. Or not. Trying to flee. And made it. Okay. This would be the town graveyard. What a rundown place. It's certainly creepy here, even during daylight hours. So, the red root growing out of one of the graves has a strange and evil appearance. Yeah, I think you can run. Possibly. Just... oh, right, it's... using that option. Or not. I'm confused. Maybe not. So... let's save before trying to pick it up. So... How warm is it over there? I mean, we might as well make this the complaining about the heat wave stream. Like, for all of you who have, like, indoor or outdoor thermometers, what temperature is it over there right now? You seem to have startled the white stag. Yep, seems like it. So... yeah, over here it's 32.6. So, it's warm. Very warm. The storm is approaching, so humidity is high. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, at least a storm would probably cool it down. 60 degrees Fahrenheit, I'd assume. Not sure how much that is in Celsius. So, yeah, 13 degrees outside, that sounds lovely. So... anything in that log? The hollow log looks somberly back with its single giant eye, and you know at once that nothing is to be gained by investigating this gaunt relic of a more vertical past. Fine. I felt like there would be something hiding in there. It's 32 there. I mean, as long as you're feeling somewhat comfortable. Is that a dolphin? Do dolphins live in salt water? This doesn't look like salt water. How's there a dolphin in here? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I'm surviving without AC. Kind of. Arguably. To an extent. Um, it's the beautiful Spiegelsee. Or Mirror Lake. You pause for some peaceful reflection. Reflection, because, you know, mirror, reflection in the water. Yeah. The game is being very smart. So, can I get over there? Do I drown if I touch the water? We'll see. So... Yes, I'm streaming the day after a 12-hour stream. I know. And actually started streaming today at 12 hours after my 12-hour stream, so... Well, actually less than 12 hours, because we ended a bit late. So, there's that. Oh, there are river dolphins, really? Interesting. Okay. Do you like it when I say things in German? Alright. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit strange to have a game that's, like, halfway, like, trying to have stuff in German, but not really, like, going all in. So, they're, like, trying to reference German things. You were bitten by a river dolphin. Okay. I don't think people frequently get bitten by dolphins, but... Well, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so it's weird to have them reference stuff like sauerkraut. Or, like, other food and, just have random words and jumble two words together to create names. So, it's weird to do it like that. And then have, like, English names thrown in there too. It's a strange combination that they went for. But, yeah. You've been bitten by a swan. I'm not sure if I've ever been bitten by a swan. But swans are... Well, Bundespräsident Stichwort Wiederholungsverschiebung. Swans can be quite rude, in my experience. So, I don't trust them. So... The roar of the waterfall fills your ears. The cold spray dampens your face as you approach. It's going alright. Apart from it being very warm over here. Kind of the theme of this stream now. All of us, like, being uncomfortable because it's too warm because of the heat wave. So, I hope you're doing well today. Let's see. Did we put any points in climbing? 5 in climbing. Okay. The rocks are too slick from the spray of the waterfall for your limited climbing skill. Fine. Can I level up my climbing skill by just continuing to try and climb? I mean, I'll try for a bit. And see if it improves at all. Because, I mean, technically this would improve your climbing skill. So... Yep. 17. So, let's continue trying to climb. Quality gameplay. And we made it. That was almost too easy. Just like climbing a ladder. Sure. So now our climbing skill is at 21. That's pretty neat. So, what do we do now? You knock 3 times. A voice from inside says, just a minute, just a minute. Please move away from the door. Okay. Oh, hello. Go on in. Sure. Hello, how are you? Have we met before? I'm Henry the Hermit, or Henry the Hermit. That's me. My father was an hermit, and my mother was an hermit. So, I've come by the job brightly. Don't have too many visitors. Hermits don't, you know. Part of the job description. I like to see a new face, though. Get to hear another speaking besides myself. So, what can I do for you? I'll just look around. Yeah, I don't know how they met, but they met somehow. Yeah, that's a very strange acronym you went for. So... it's the Hermit's staff. He needs a large staff to help him record his memoirs for posterity. Okay. Makes sense, I guess. Also, I like how he just has the river flowing through his base. So... The remains of a Navajo ceremonial bridal plot. Okay. It's a rancho. Indeed. He always keeps a good supply of coal on hand. Can I have some of that? Don't have much, but what I have isn't for sale. Okay. Fine. I guess I'll talk to him some more. So... Hermit. A hermit is one who lives alone, far away from them who talk too much or ask too many questions. Hermits are shy, quiet types who don't say much. Seems like a decent description. My brother Harry hardly says a word in a year. My sister Hortense hasn't spoken since she was 6. I never talk at all. Yes, we hermits know how to keep a mouth shut. So, he doesn't talk at all. How is he talking to us right now? Ask about cave. Well, it's dark and damp, and the water roars, so there's not a moment's quiet. The ceiling drips, and the walls are slimy and always cold. Well, sounds like those walls would be pretty lovely right now. But oh well, says I. It's home. It's a bit difficult to decipher what he's saying. My family lives pretty far apart from each other. We're all hermits, you know. Yes, I got that idea. Falls. This here is what's called the Flying Falls. I've done some flying falls around here myself. That porch gets slippery sometimes. Wow. He's such a kidder. Ladder. I know some magic. Erasmus the wizard taught me some spells. Hayes who put the spell on the ladder so the brigands don't get up. Them that climb the rocks get a door opening in their nose. Erasmus. He's my friend. I mean... Fenris. I hear something... no. I hear his house something. Okay, we'll just try that one again. Erasmus. So. He's my friend, him, and Fenris. Powerful wizard he is. Okay. I hear his house is something to see up north. There we go. I don't make it out much, and he's pretty busy, so I don't see them too often. But when we do get together, you can be sure we all have fun. He loves to play his games. Okay. Fenris. Fenris is Erasmus's familiar. Or is that the other way around? Games. Erasmus's favorite game is the Mage's Maze. Have to be a magic user to play it, though. Erasmus is awful good at it. Well, we're not a magic user, so we can't play that one this time around. Something else. Spells? The spells I know are pretty simple, but I like them. I can make the ladder show up and the door close, and even get rid of pests using the trigger spell, you see? Nice. Trigger. It's the spell that sets off other spells. Like, when you want to see the ladder, you cast the trigger spell, and there you have it. Large life. Of course, you have to have a spell on the invisible ladder to make it visible first. But it has its uses. I think I have a scroll with the spell, if you know some magic, that is. Scroll. If you want to learn the spell, I'll be pleased to share it with you. It's just molding in my hiding place. Do you want it? Sure? Wait. I think you have too little magic for it to be any use to you. Fine. I was hoping I could get it and then sell it. So. Fine, we won't do that. Okay. Brigands? Nasty sorts they are. I see them snaking around the woods at all times. Other than the warlocks, I have nothing to do with them. other than the Warlock. I have nothing to do with them. Okay. Warlock? He's not so bad. Got a good sense of humor, he has. I get the giggles just thinking of him. Heh 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 heh. He's come by at times to chat. Borrowed the mirror that I borrowed from Erasmus. He did. Okay. Mirror. A magic mirror of reflection it was. If you use it when a nasty spell was cast at you, it would send it back at the one who cast it. Don't do unto others, I say. Heh. Smart. So that's that. And we're off again. If you've ever been needing a place to stay the night, and you're in the area, could be willing to put you up for the night for some rations and a couple of games of cribbage. Okay. Are we going to fall down? Yes, we are. Ow. Man, that was a narrow ledge up there. How's our health doing? 7 out of 21. That's not great. Oh well, we fell. That's just how it's gonna be. So, how about some rest? To hopefully heal up. 60 minutes? You feel better? You're going to go to bed. Fair enough. I'm not sure if I'll ever get partnered. Like, I don't know. I don't really have any way of knowing. So, could be. But I'm also just fine with the way things are. So, yeah. Like, of course there are perks to being a partner, but... well. Yes, I have had 5 years of streaming experience, but that doesn't mean that, like, I'm a partner, because I'm not. So. Let's see. He healed 2 points. So let's sleep some more. I'm too impatient to rest right now. Okay. Yeah, honestly, like, being an affiliate is not a bad thing. And I've even heard people, like, actual Twitch partners say that they feel like the partner program is kind of like the affiliate program used to be. So now the partner is kind of like the new affiliate, and the new partner program is the ambassador program. So yeah, I don't think I'd want to be a Twitch ambassador, to be honest. Because that sounds like a lot of pressure. And I'm not sure it'd be a good Twitch ambassador, I don't know. Point being, it sounds kind of scary. But as a partner, you do get more emote slots if you unlock them. Which you do still have to do. So. Well, ambassador is like a step above partner, basically. I don't know if there are any specific perks other than Twitch promoting you more, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't think you'd be a Twitch ambassador without being a partner. You can probably not be a partner without, like, being an affiliate. Or at least without meeting the requirements to be an affiliate. But I guess the partner requirements also, like, include the affiliate requirements, so anyway. do I think Golem will be an ambassador? I have no clue. Like, I think it would be awesome if it happened, but, like, I don't know. I'm not Twitch, I'm not him. So, I don't get a say on the matter. So, we talk about this partner stuff more than any other streamer. Well, I talk about Twitch stuff in general. So, including partnership. Which, in this case, is not something I brought up first, so... yeah. Speaking of Twitch stuff to talk about, TwitchCon US won't be going there, but they recently changed the requirements to actually require masks and vaccination slash testing. So yeah, US TwitchCon. So I won't be going there because, well, traveling to a different continent isn't really something I can afford right now. So I also don't really have the time. So, yeah. Yes, the Twitter feed on that post is interesting. People have very strong opinions on it. So. I'm not sure what to do next. I mean, we can level up, I guess. We can do some more work and earn money and then sleep afterwards. I think that would help. The oldest game I've played, I think that would be the first Zork game, which doesn't even have, what, graphics. It's just text-based. So, yes, I'm looking for work. But yeah, there are plenty of different things I talk about a lot. Like, for example, the YouTube channel where I upload VODs. Yeah. Or the collab channel I run with Golem. There you go, that's both of them. We recently played, 2 Point Campus on there, so. Yeah. So, now you're 5 silvers richer. Lovely. And I think I should be allowed to sleep here now, so... sleep. For the rest of the night. It would be more comfortable to sleep in the clean hay at the stable. Okay. Let's see. Can I walk? There we go. But yeah, I mean, of course people aren't talking about COVID as much anymore because, like, people get bored of topics, which is a strange concept when it's, like, stuff that's still ongoing, but still. So... sleep for the rest of the night. Curl up on some clean hay and get some rest. Lovely. So... that looks glitchy. It is a rude awakening, however. What do you think this is? A rest time? Get to work now. Okay. Yeah, exactly. People kind of just lost interest. Because before it was a new topic, and now it's just less interesting for people, I guess. Okay, come on over here. Am I going to get 5 silvers again? 5 silvers again. Nice. Yeah, it's so nice that the pandemic is completely over. Yeah, exactly. Like, there are plenty of people who currently have it. Or who are currently spreading it. So, would be nice if it was. People just care less about it now. Four friends who caught it this month. Yeah, so. Yeah, true. COVID is... It seems like it's here to stay. We'll see. I mean, it's not like it's likely to disappear at this point. The man has the muscles of a trained athlete and is apparently quite skilled with the sword. So, if you're addressing me, sir, you must respect me enough to address me to my face. So, yes, hello, person, I'm talking to you and your face. Weapon master. I'm the weapon master, expert swordsman and trainer. Sword. The sword is the finest of all weapons. It requires an equal measure of skill and strength. Well, I wouldn't be so sure that COVID is dying out based on like how it's been going. Most countries are just testing less, but yeah. We can't really do anything about it other than just doing our best. So. Skills. The skills of the sword are thrust, swing, parry, and dodge. Timing of each such actions is critical to the success of the fighter. So... Practice. Practice is the way to refine and improve one's skills. And friendship. Please don't bore me, young adventurer. Ask me about something interesting. Fine. He doesn't want to be my friend. Okay. Something else. Fighting. Fighting is both an art and a skill. It is a skill in the use of muscle strength and the agility of control. It is an art in outwitting and outmaneuvering the opponent. I am, of course, the skilled artiste. Do you fight? I'm a skilled teacher as well as a skilled fighter. However, the combat style I teach relies on the subtle alteration of strike and parry. As I observe that you have no skill in the use of parry, would not receive any benefit from my lessons. Fine. So... Ask about armor. I never use a shield. It gets in the way of my agility of dodging. It's best used by those who are strong but not swift and agile. You definitely require a shield. Brigands? The brigands fight remarkably well for riffraff who have not had the benefit of my training. They're cowards who like to hide behind their shields, but I must admit, they do that well. You should find yourself should you find yourself face to face with one of the brigands, I suggest you mirror their techniques. Use parry or dodge until your opponent lowers his shield to attack. Then strike before he can get his spear into the attack position. Okay. Anything else? Castle. This is the castle of the Baron von Spielberg. I am the weapons master of the castle. Baron. The Baron had the wisdom to recognize greatness when I presented myself. Thus, he made me weapon master. Well, good thing he's not full of himself. Bernard. Barnett had some minor talent with weapons, but he was too impatient. If he had but listened and learned what I teach, he would never have been lost. Sure, go blame him. Elsa. A bright child. For a girl. She used to watch me practice daily and question me constantly. Pity she was not born a boy. She would have made a talented swordsman, if I had trained her. I could not demean myself to teach a mere girl, of course. And let's see. I'm a skilled teacher as well as a skilled fighter. Fine, we can't attack him. Well, I tried. So... Yes, he is very full of himself. Guards. We'll find them very skilled at fighting. After all, I am the one who trains all guards at the castle. You don't say. Town. Please don't bore me, young adventurer. Ask me about something more interesting. Okay. So he really doesn't want to train us. There's the barracks. Not here to answer your stupid questions. Go talk to Carl, the gatekeeper. He talks to anyone about almost anything. What did I just do? Did I just throw my dagger? I think I did. Whoopsies. Where did it go? So... Store the save. No? I don't think I have. Is that a separate game? There's no answer, Enoch. Gods must always sleep. Fine. I'm guessing I can't wait here and then break in. It sounds very risky to do that, so let's not. He's just stabbing the air. Of course he is. I feel like he's showing off. More so than like, actually doing anything. How are our skills? Strength is 25, vitality is 26. I'm not sure if working at the stable actually increases our strength. Weapon use is 20. Health is at 17 out of 25. Okay. Could be worse. So... I'll have save over here. There. And let's see. Politely knock on the door. After a moment, you hear the bolt slide open. A voice from inside says, come on in. So, I'll see if I can buy some potions. Because we will need some healing potions sooner or later. Lovely day, isn't it? My, you look very healthy for an adventure. You must be new. What can I do for you? I also buy spell components. Yeah, we already heard that. Potions. Healing potion, power potion, vigor potion. Okay. Healing potion. This potion is used to heal damage and keep wounds from getting worse. It's gotten pretty dangerous around here, and a healing potion can be quite useful in a serious situation. Vigor potion. It's used to revitalize yourself after vigorous exercise. It helps to restore stamina. Ask about stamina? Stamina is a measure of the energy the body uses as you work or play. Okay, thanks for the definition of what stamina is. Power potion. Restores the energy needed to cast spells. Undead thingy is used to drive off the minor undead, such as zombies or floating spirits. It doesn't last long, so you should use it near where you are going to encounter such things. Okay. Ask about zombies. There are not too many zombies in this land. Too damp, I suppose. There's some floating spirits, I've heard. Floating spirits? They're the ghosts which usually hang around the graveyard at night. They're dangerous, so don't go near them unless you use the undead unguent first. So. Okay. Ask about magic? I have the skill to use my magic to create potions. I'm a bit proud of it. Not everyone can do that, you know? So, healing potion. Can we buy one? Like, how can I buy stuff? If you're going to steal, at least wait until the healer is not looking. Okay. Until she's not looking. So, right now. Carefully grab a couple of healing potions and conceal them under your cape. Well, aren't we sneaky? So much for buying them. 2 healing potions. Nice. So... what am I going to do next? You see a few odds and ends, not to mention this and that. Great. Claim a very cluttered little hut filled with balls and potions. The healer is busy puttering around with her potions. There's a small flying creature preening itself on the rafter. A ladder leads to the loft above. A pot over the fire simmers with herbs. Pleasantly warm in here. Yes, pleasantly. This is definitely how I would describe how I'm feeling right now. Pleasantly warm. What? I don't get it. So... We'll see if we can climb up the ladder or not. It's free on Steam. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So she's still looking for her gold ring. Yeah, I'll write that game down. There we go. And I'll check it. So... I guess I could go this way. To see what's going on in this area. Seems pretty empty and calm. Nope. Famous last words. We might end up in a fight. Well, we prepare for battle. Ow. There, we got him. So... What do you mean you're right? I'm confused. Search your opponents, and you find 24 silver coins. Nice. Can I take his shield? No. Well, he attacked me first, so... I don't trust that ogre. Probably for the best. How are you doing today? And the body disappeared. Well. How very surprising. I like the cloak animation. I mean, of course it's, like, not that many frames. So it's kind of repetitive, but, like, it's pretty. But yes, the cloak just wiggles back and forth. So, yes, a very wiggly cloak. I mean, look at it. It's a very wiggly cloak. You can't tell me otherwise. In my defense, it's very warm in here. I'm having issues thinking, so yes. Cloaks wiggle. Yeah, I mean, I do think people should wear cloaks more often. I personally do want to own a cloak eventually, like a proper one. But, for now I don't. Well. Looking around, you get the feeling that this is not a very friendly place to be. Indeed. Baba Yaga doesn't welcome strangers. You have to deal with me before you can enter. Baba Yaga is one tough magic user. You're so stupid that you want to enter. Perhaps we can make a deal. What deal would that be? Deal. All the other skulls have glowing eyes. Me? No. I don't need lovely glowing eyes. Just open and close the gate. That's all I'm good for. Yeah, of course, a cloak would be kind of expensive if you don't make it yourself. Might make it myself. But he can give me a glowing gem for my eyes, then I'll let you in the gate. Okay. Is that a deal? Yes. All I ask for is a little gem or jewel that glows in the dark. You're the big hero, so go find one. Seems simple enough. So... can we walk away? No? There we go. It's much nicer to use the numpad to control the character in this game. So. Yeah, I don't trust them. Okay, it's being silly for some reason. So, we'll save on this screen. And then we'll see what that creature is trying to do. There we go. Yeah, just use bed sheets to make a cloak. Yes. Actually, when you think about it, just like tie your bed sheets to yourself and that's a cloak. Done. No sewing or cutting required. We're exhausted. Well. Well, death from overwork. Okay. So, can we sleep here? For an hour? Okay. And another hour? Too impatient. Okay. Fine. So that one was going to show up anyway. Prepare for battle. Okay. There. Wow. You threw that dead goblin a long way. I sure did. 5 silvers. Nice. And there comes another one. And I think he decided not to mess with me. Oh, there's another one. Can I talk to them? You get no response. Save again. So many goblins. Okay. They're trying to ambush me again. Oh, this time it's two of them, actually. So I guess they don't like that I killed their friend. So. Yeah. Can I rest here? Like, right next to the goblins. No, can't sleep here. So, if I sleep right here, am I going to get murdered? That's the real question. Too impatient. Where's he going? He's just wandering off screen. I didn't tell him to do that. So, can I sleep here? Too impatient. The trees look more vibrant. There's a ring of mushrooms in the center of the clearing. Yeah, there's also a ring of rocks. It looks strange. So, don't know what to think about this place. I think there were fairies or something like that that were in this area. But I can't see them right now. But I won't mess with the mushrooms just in case. But can I sleep here? So, sleep all night? Can't sleep during the daytime. Fine. And we're still too impatient to sleep? Yes. How about sleeping for 10 minutes? No, too impatient. Okay. Too impatient to even do a 10-minute nap. So... the beautiful white stag is foraging for food. Not sure what to do about the stag. There. We saved. We talked it. And it decided to walk off. Okay. I guess we just follow it. Okay. Follow stag into this forest corner. Feel as though the eyes of the forest are watching you. You watch the stag, fascinated with his grace and beauty. There's something special about this place. The large, gnarled oak seems to draw your attention. Okay. Oh, of course. The tree one speaks. I am the Dryad. Or Dryad? Don't know which one's the correct pronunciation. Either way. Keep of the woods. Are you one with the woods? Yes? Then you shall aid me, and I shall aid you in your quest. Okay. Bring me a seed from the spore-spitting spirea of the north that I may plant elsewhere in order to preserve these rare and magical plants. Okay. Thus you will become a true friend of the forest. So how's she going to help me after that? So, I'm not sure where that plant is. I think I managed to do that last time, but... Okay. Not sure how I got the seed. So, we'll see. That thing. By golly, it's an Antwerp. Antwerps are on the endangered species list. They're rarely seen. It seems very bouncy, this one. Yeah, it's great tunes. And we're getting attacked. Not sure if I can make it. Is he going to follow us over? Is he going to follow us over here? No, he isn't. Nice. So, yeah, this Antwerp is our friend now. Because it's protecting us. So... Saving... again. You don't like the bouncing sounds? I like that it finishes playing the sound when I pause the game. That part. So, I do like that. So... let's see. Well, we are being followed once again. Okay. Missed my chance. Go for it. Exhausted. Oh no. I think we both died. Okay. I mean, sure, it's not necessarily the best idea to have the sound happen that fast. But, I mean, it's kind of funny, though. But yeah, I mean, since there is a new game coming out from, Roberta, like, maybe that one's going to be, like, a similar style? I don't know. And I don't really, like, I haven't looked up that whole situation, so I don't really know anything about it. Should probably look it up. When was King's Quest VII released? Or actually, they did create that new King's Quest game. You have a bad feeling about this place. Huh. You have an even worse feeling about this place. I'll just leave. Gotta talk to them? Get no response. We'll just leave. It's for the best. So... let's see. Fine, we'll fight that one. Nope. Ow. We need to use our energy more efficiently. Yeah, and we're out of energy again. Yeah. It's fine. I mean, sure, with the newest one being, episodic and, like, in the more modern style of just having it split up like that, it's not quite the same, but, like, still having the, property still, like, release new stuff, I'd say it's a good sign. There are plenty of, like, games that seem to have disappeared and, like, some companies vault and just forgotten. So I'd say it's something, at least. And of course, if they were to try and, like, recreate this sort of style, it's never going to be quite the same. Because, well, the world is different, computers are different. Odds are they'll, like, not go for the exact same style, because why would they go for this? I don't think this is going to sell as well as, like, a style that's more optimized for, like, a modern audience. So, I do get that. Of course, like, people who really, really enjoyed this series might still buy it, but, like, I'm not sure that's a big enough market for them to justify it, so I'm not a video game exec, so my opinions, obviously, aren't really relevant to this, but that's my guess as to why they didn't do it. So... I'm not sure what to do next. Gabriel Knight 4. Huh. I mean, would be interesting to get a Gabriel Knight 4. I mean, it could be that turns out better. I really liked Gabriel Knight 1. Gabriel Knight 2 was very memorable and overly dramatic and, like, I'd say, Gabriel Knight 1, out of 3 of the games, it's the best game. But Gabriel Knight 2 is more of, like, a cult classic type situation. And, Gabriel Knight 3 is just a mistake compared to the other two. Because the 3D, the style of puzzles, even the storyline, it gets silly. And it was very glitchy. So, yeah. Well, I said Gabriel Knight 1 is the best one, like, overall. But Gabriel Knight 2 is a cult classic for very good reasons. So, I mean, I'd say it's the funniest one. So, but not necessarily, like, on purpose. I'm not sure how self-aware they were trying to be with it. So... Which quest are we going to go for? I mean, we're supposed to search for the Baron's daughter. We're supposed to find the Baron's son, I think. We're supposed to find a ring for the healer. But that's not really part of the main quest, I think. And we're supposed to find the seed of that weird plant. Which is probably also not main quest. Wait, that's... like... Why is it glowing now? I thought it only glows at night. What time is it? Night is still young. Yeah, okay. That makes sense then. So... I think we'll just sleep on the ground in here. Is there any other place we want to try and lockpick? I guess we could try and go for the door where the old lady was sleeping outside. Because lockpicking was kind of fun. So... we can sleep for an hour. Okay. And what time is it now? Oh, it's still young. Okay. But the sun is setting. So... should be able to steal some things, hopefully. It's nice how they actually have it be like a gradual change for this game. I think it was in one of the King's Quest games that night was just basically an on-off switch, and then suddenly it was night. So... I'll... save again. There we go. And let's see if we can't lockpick this lock. And it worked. The smell of lavender and dust fills your nose as you walk in. This reminds you of a great aunt's house you once visited. There's a covered bird cage near the stairs, a knitting basket beside the couch. The little old lady left her purse on the couch. Mighty careless of her. In the purse you find 20 silvers and some soiled hankies. You take the silver. A string of pearls seems to have fallen into the bag among the knitting. You take the pearls, of course. The knitting you can do without. I'll save again. just in case we end up having the same issue again where we make a loud sound and she, well, wakes up. The chest is filled with old quilts, doilies, and sweaters, 5 sizes too large for anyone to wear. You don't want any of them, so you close the chest again. You find a single silver in one of the desk drawers. You find nothing else of any value. Okay. The little house cat seems harmless but strangely restless. Chirp, chirp! You hear a voice from upstairs saying, "Kitty, you better not be bothering the little birdie again." Who would think a little birdie could be so noisy? Quickly cover the cage and hope the bird shuts up. There we go. Nothing to see. I hope the eye doesn't work like a security camera. So... Barber out for lunch. Okay. Wait. Barber must keep odd lunch hours. Agreed. Very odd lunch hours. Yes, I stole from an old lady. So what? She keeps on sleeping outside, so... The door is securely barred. But you did get some practice. You made too much noise. Okay. Fine. Maybe I shouldn't try and pick that door. Getting tired. I'm not sure if I can pick these doors. Try that one. The door is securely barred, but you do get some practice. You delicately insert the lockpick into your left nostril. Success, your nose is now open. Ah. Yes, you can use the lockpick on yourself. I didn't even read the chat message. I just misclicked. I like the description of it. So, yeah, okay, we shouldn't keep on trying to unlock barred doors. But yes, we unlocked our nose. Genius. Anyway, I think that's going to be enough for today. Shorter stream, but I did do a 12-hour stream yesterday. And it's 32.7 degrees in here, so yeah. The temperature is not going to go down anytime soon. And my brain is quite melty, so yeah. But it's been fun. There we go. And let's see who we're going to raid today. So, there. And who's live right now? Golem is still alive, so since he raided us yesterday, it's only fair to return the favor today. He's doing a 7-day like streaming marathon, so streaming every single day. Playing Heroes 4, trying to finish the game. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how well he's doing so far. This is only day 2 of that streaming marathon. Yeah, so we'll see how that's going. If you guys don't know Golem yet, he's a very lovely streamer. And yeah, I would definitely recommend staying around for the raid. Also, fun fact, I have a YouTube channel that I run together with Golem. And that channel, they're the Stealthy Cookies channel. That channel will be releasing a new video in just a couple of hours, so there is that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on Thursday with Sam the Sorcerer, and also, right, schedule. So I'll be updating the schedule for next week, since we won't be continuing Lost Crusade, since we just finished that today. So I'll be figuring out what we're going to play, and I'll be posting that on Discord and Twitter. And I also update like the schedule on Twitch, so you can check that too. Should be on there in like, I don't know, 2 hours, I'd say. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys on Thursday. Bye!